You know, you would think I'd get sick of seeing Christopher Lloyd in a headdress eventually, but not really.
In a headdress?
From the Please Stand By.
Yeah.
The scroll.
Oh.
It's the test pattern. It's funny.
That's okay.
Wearing an Indian headdress.
Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it working now? I think it should be working now.
It still says please stand by.
Interesting. All right, let me refresh here and see what's going on. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Okay, I see your pretty face.
Okay. I think I'm back.
That is a whole lot of Andy right there.
What do you mean? It should be all four of us.
No, it just went back to please stand by.
I hate this. I hate this. Why is this hard? It shouldn't be that hard.
You know, I said the same thing when I saw my first pair of boots.
All right, that's enough. That's good.
Oh, I think it's funny. Just live with him.
I'll say my wife gets this dosage every freaking day, you know?
And I love you.
And you still wake up every morning, so you're doing something right.
So,
Hey,
on my live stream, I can see us. It's back to normal. Is it
Hold on a second.
Is it a new...
Let me,
I wonder if it's a new link.
hold on, maybe let me click off of there and I will see if it gives me something.
Yeah, I've still got streamed live 44 minutes ago.
There it goes. There it goes. Okay. We're good. You're good.
So why... I mean, okay, so your Wi-Fi doesn't seem to do that, but when I'm on the LAN, it just decides to just die. Like, what is that? How is that a thing?
How are you hooked up there? If you're going directly from the router, then you got a wireless router.
You don't want to know.
Because I've had that story. I had that sort of setup happen, and what I had to do for a brief period of time when I was working out of what I called home office, that would be Mom's house. I had to bring my internet in, and then I had to split both to a regular router to run a LAN on my main computer, and then everyone else ran off wireless. Like, it was just dumb, because otherwise I'd kick in and out multiple times over the course of a day. So, I mean, weird, crazy Rube Goldberg setups just to make things work. Oh yeah, been there, done that.
Did you say Rube Goldberg setup?
Yeah. You know, somewhere around the way, I think there was a squirrel on a treadmill. You know.
I'm gonna do some investigation.
See, that link is only...
Hold on a second here.
That's a different link now.
Investigation with your mom.
Tonight on Delorean Video Chat, we are troubleshooting the internet.
All of the internet.
All of the internet, yes, because fucking Ralph broke it again.
Well, I feel like maybe I should not be on the not be on the LAN if it's going to be those kind of problems when I'm doing this. Maybe I should be back on wireless.
Go figure, it's a wireless world.
Alright, I want to try that, so if I disappear...
We know you will come back, we'll save your spot.
The memo that was like...
But we may eat your Cheetos.
Too bad you couldn't double dip, like you get a little bit of the Wi-Fi and a little bit of the LAN.
Well, right? I always thought that it tried to work that way anyways. It would grab what it could.
It's one or the other only.
Greedy bastards demanding full attention. Do they think they're dogs? Come on.
See, dang it, then it resets Then it resets my name on the Zoom.
Didn't get... Okay, hold on a second here.
So anyway, yeah, I built my own plutonium cups, basically, and then I put lights, like Christmas lights, underneath all of that. So light was coming up from the bottom of it, so it looked like the plutonium cups were glowing.
Yeah.
So it was kind of cool. But now I use that. I actually, so the one I have is, like I said, it's for music equipment or something. So one side of it is plutonium cups with the lights. The other side, I put candy in it. So I use it for my, like when I do trunk or treat. That's where I have a whole bunch of candy. So kids get, they come up and I tell them it's from candy from the future. So it's, I don't know.
Cool story, bro.
That's all I got.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of investigative research here because this is where the whole, I think that's a picture of my car started thing. I'm going to show you a picture here because, I mean, let's face it, it's like, how could you really distinguish all these different things, right? See what you all think.
We be waiting.
Sorry, I got to bring the photo up. Okay, I don't know if I don't think you can zoom in on a photo.
Holy
Okay,
crap.
that was when I pulled the motor.
Oh, that's you.
Yeah, that's my car.
I mean, you're doing this work.
I didn't realize you pulled the motor.
Yeah. Okay, so you see the engine cover latch there?
No.
It's like right behind the engine there, that little square piece that's sitting right there on the firewall.
Yeah,
Yes,
the relay.
yes, I do.
It's not a relay, it's the latch that holds the engine cover.
There is a relay on the firewall.
Yeah, and that's I'm probably looking the wrong spot. Okay.
Yeah,
if you see where the catalytic converter is and you got the relay right there, go straight up in that little black spot, that little black latch up right there.
Okay,
So
kind
that's-
of
that-
in front of the oil dipstick.
Yes. That's the latch that obviously holds the engine cover on, right? Yeah. Can you see how there's just a little bit of surface rust on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, look at that same picture. If I can find it. Hold on. Where's that? Maybe. If I can find it. Where the hell did it go?
You broke the internet.
Probably.
That's my job.
And this is why we can't leave you alone, Joel. We go off for 1 week.
Yeah, found it. Now, if you zoom in on that latch there, it still has that little bit of surface rust. That which leads me to believe this is my car.
Well, we're still seeing the same photo.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, hold on a second here.
Your wife can see what she's seeing on there.
No,
Yeah,
At least I'm doing something right.
The live stream still has like a 6 second
Yeah, there's
delay.
a couple seconds delay.
Okay, let's try this one more time.
Till my computer decides to cut out again.
Here we go. There's that little bit of surface rust right there on that latch.
Okay.
So that's what's leading me to believe that this could possibly be my car.
Mm.
Ooh, that's nice.
Possibly.
Look how
Isn't that
clean-
nice? You just missed that beforehand, and it was just like, let me finish rubbing one out before Andy gets back.
How clean it is.
No,
What is to the left and to the right of? It's like a.
Okay, you literally just said
bar.
what is to the left. And
Well,
the
no,
right.
no. Okay, so the I don't have a mouse to show. I mean, I have a mouse, but no, I can't. Can we annotate? Is that a thing?
Here.
Now, are
I
you
got
thinking
an
what?
idea.
to
Oh,
the
yeah,
left
I've
and
got
right
it.
Of the cylinder
I've got it.
Of the
Would
These
you like
things.
me to just send you the picture in the chat? Oh, okay.
No, I got it.
EFI.
Oh.
What are
EFI
those things?
rails?
Those are
Those-
the EFI fuel rails.
What is what? I don't know what that
Electronic
is.
fuel injection.
Electronic fuel
Oh,
injection.
okay.
Justin's car is welcoming itself to the 21st century.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Multi-port
cool.
fuel injection.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
talk
really-
about instant throttle response, instant fire up. I mean, you're not going to have any issues with K-jet pressure or,
It doesn't
Stupid
matter what the
rough
temperature
idle.
is outside.
Yeah.
And probably not even the atmospheric. I mean, if you decided to climb up the Continental Divide, it's not going to act weird with thinner
Right, the
air.
computer should technically be able to compensate. What's really funny about it is, if I'm looking at, I mean, beside all the fact of the cool benefits of EFI, I'm loving how clean the firewall is. It doesn't have the resistors. It doesn't have
totally.
Yeah, it's not going to have anything. You're just going to keep your 2 red recall marks. You've still got the
well, it's still going to
rivets
have like the main harness, going
a
back
little
there.
bit to the right, sure.
But if you look on the firewall, he drilled a hole. He drilled a hole where all the harness leads into the back area there.
Yeah.
That would be one hell of a grommet.
So I'm assuming he put some form of a rubber grommet in there.
It's got to be.
So, but yeah, no, that's just, if that's what it looks like when it's all said and done, I will be very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, your car is going to sound good.
Oh, I know. I can't
And run
wait.
circles around us.
Yeah.
Well, that's the other cool thing too, that, the car with the exhaust and the cams and all that other stuff, the car should be pushing down right at about 175, 180 horsepower.
Is that to the wheels? Or is that at the engine crankcase?
Colin
Crankshaft.
Brown. So, but yeah, no, that, like I said, that may not be my car. It could be my car. I saw the little bit of surface rust on the latch, so that leads me to believe it could be. So I don't know.
Always possible. Good
There's
evening,
Colin.
Brown.
How are you, dude?
Oh, just living the dream at work.
Bored? Fun.
It is why he's here. Because he can
That's
be.
true.
That is
And
true.
he gets paid for it.
Thank you all for paying your taxes.
Hey, I can pay my taxes, but you don't get anything from it, I don't
It's
think.
very true, yeah.
Sorry. Hey.
Hey, I guess you guys would. Well, maybe Justin, you might. So I saw something, but I can't find a post about it. I think on coming this Friday, the Delorean Midwest is having like a bonfire or something at their spot, and then there's some kind of tech day. I don't know if it's on Friday, if it's on Saturday. Does anyone know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
I haven't heard anything.
Like,
There was a post about it, and I missed it because I thought it's only like 4.5 hours. I don't know. It'd be cool to drive out and see those people. I've never seen his shop either. I think that'd be really cool.
You've never been to Midwest?
No.
You have to go to Midwest.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't been there since the new owners took over.
Same.
I was there last year at the open house, and it was good. Dave and Julie were running around, of course, because just those are DeLorean folk through and through.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty fun day.
It was cool when I went. I mean, it was funny because I was up there. I was up in Chicagoland for Christmas at my grandparents', and I just happened to be on because they're not open on weekends. So I just happened to be there a day early, and I'm like, you know what? I've never been up there. So me and my brother actually drove the 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever it is up there from my grandparents' place to look around, and they were really nice. It was just funny, though, because it was in the middle of winter. So the entire back part of the shop was completely wall-to-wall with DeLoreans for storage.
Mhm.
So...
Yeah, I was TDY in Chicago Center for a couple weeks, so I went up there for a couple visits.
Yeah, like I said, but that was a while ago. I haven't been up there since the new owners took over, so I don't know, But it was nice when I was up there the last time, though.
Now, who are the new owners? Names.
Susie and Mike.
There you go.
Mike and what?
Mike and Susie, his wife.
Mike and Susie. That's right. Okay, I met them. I couldn't remember their names.
Yeah, I think they're about the only DeLorean affiliated people I haven't pissed off yet.
I noticed the yet. It's like, what is your plan?
Well, it's not that I have a plan. It just kind of happens.
Oh. Well, yeah. I'd like I said, it'd be cool to go because I want to say it's Friday, and then there's a techie thing, but I don't know if it's like Friday daytime or if it's Saturday. Somebody posted it somewhere. You ever, that's what I hate about Facebook. Like you see something, and you're like, oh, I want to go back and then you cannot find it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I figured I'd just ask somebody, but
The save post function is very useful sometimes.
As long as it stays up, then yes.
Well, you see now they changed the whole Facebook thing. If you guys
I'm
played
not
with that, it's way too like, I don't know. I don't like it.
I had someone say that it's Twitter-esque and caters to the handheld crowd.
Yeah, that would make
And
sense.
it drives me totally
I haven't
batty.
noticed anything changed on the app, but only on like the desktop version.
Well, for instance, so when I was creating an event for this, I couldn't create an event. Like if I go into the RentDelorean group chat, the group page, I used to be able to create an event in there and then invite everyone that's a part of that group. Now with this new thing, that wasn't an option. Like I had to create. How did I do it? I had to create an event through my own personal page, and then I had to individually invite everyone that's actually in. Like some of the people that are in the group page, they're not on my friend list. You know, they just whatever. So I don't know how I did it, but it was a pain. So I actually sent them a you could like send Facebook a message and basically said, I think you guys forgot the event features when you changed everything. When it comes
to Zuck will get right on it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will. But I don't know. It's like, why? What did Scotty say in what was that, Star Trek 2, when he says, or not Scotty, Bones. Bones said, "I know engineers. They love to change things." When he was going to go look at his medical bay.
Are you talking about Star Wars again, Andy?
Justin, I like you because you got a kid. That's about it.
I mean, we still technically don't even know if that DeLorean he showed us is his or not.
It may allegedly. It's allegedly mine.
Well, they do all kind of look alike to me. So
I mean, I might just be awesome at Photoshop. We don't know. No, I love Andy his death glare. They're like, I don't give a shit how cute that pickle video was. I will disown you.
Stupid Star Wars. As I have you can't. I've got my Darth Vader behind me actually. Where's he at?
So I got a question, Andy, because the subject came up today at my father's house. So you've got that little Toys R Us Power Wheels Back to the Future time machine kid car, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever? Does it work?
So, I think most of its life it's sat outside. So whatever it's made of, like a plastic, I don't know exactly. It's so brittle. So if someone would sit on it, it would just crumble. You know what I mean? It would literally just crumble into dust. So I have it hanging up in the garage, but I've always wanted to figure out. In fact, somebody I think it was in, what was it, DeLorean Back to the Future's Collectors Club or whatever, posted that they just bought one and had the same problem, and he's about to, restore it. So I sent a message to him.
Yeah, he's going to make a mold out of it, right?
Yeah, so I don't know how to do that.
Sacrifice and then make a mold.
I don't really know exactly how to do that. I mean, I probably could just sit down and, research it and Google it and all that stuff. I'd like to see how something that large scale would be done. I think that would be really cool.
Probably just have to use a whole bunch of resin and fiberglass.
And it'd be
basically glass over the top of it.
I would assume that'd be pretty. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, how do you make a mold and still have the original? I don't want to put something over top of it and then not be able to get it off.
There's going to
I have no idea.
Sacrifice theirs to make more.
Yeah,
I'd figure that some sort of plaster, but you'd have to do it in multiple pieces to make sure that anything you put in, you'd be able to easily
to come
remove.
off. Actually, this would be a good question for Matt Hissom because he does stuff like this all the time.
Yes. Oh my God, Matt,
I
where
never
are
thought
you?
about that. But yeah, like I said, I've had it and I just hung it up because it's really cool looking. But so I saw one at I think Rich has one in 2018 DCS. He had one, and it looked like it was in really good shape. I think it was his.
Josh Quellhorse has one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Josh has got one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Josh
converted it to a regular.
Yeah, he took all the Back to the Future stuff off of it and just made it a
Made it into a
DeLorean.
DeLorean. Okay, so
Yeah.
that's who that was. Yeah, that looked really cool. And then you could actually, I mean, he has his kid be able to ride it, so it's strong enough. See, if I put a body
Well,
into
no,
it, it
'cause
would destroy.
I'm always on the lookout for one, and I haven't actually seen one come up for sale in a long time. So
I think
I'm
I
just kinda
found it
like,
on, this was before Marketplace, so it must have been Craigslist years ago in Vegas. And the guy literally lived like 3 miles from my house. And I get up there and it's sitting outside with a bunch of junk around it. And actually, I think when I went up there, it was actually raining too. So it was, just out in the elements. And I got it. And I think he messaged me afterwards and said that some DeLorean fanatic in Australia actually just messaged him that they wanted it. But I already picked it up and I paid for it.
In other words, too flippin' bad.
Yeah, it was pretty. I think, how much did I pay for it? Like $200, I think. I can't remember.
yeah. See, I'd.
But
pay
it's a
that.
cool piece, I mean, if you know how to do all that, with the motor on the bottom and get a new motor and.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you about. If you had ever considered actually like restoring it back to working order.
I'd love to. That's not my. I'd have to watch like a step by step. I'm sure I could find a restoration on how to do that kind of thing, with what are those called? Pedal cars. I think that's what those are called.
Yeah.
But it's a cool piece.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they cost when they first came out. I'm curious.
They were $225. Somebody had a picture of the.
Toys R Us ad.
About to say, I think somebody had a picture of the actual ad on Facebook.
Yeah, I've seen it's a Toys R Us ad.
Well, it was exclusive to Toys R Us.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to grow up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, see if I can find it here.
That's a thing when you go somewhere and you see these toys out there. My first thought is there's going to be a day when those things are impossible to find. Whatever it is. So it's like, well, I guess I got to buy them all.
Well, that's the thing.
I've never wanted the car, but I've always wanted the pinball machine, and those things are.
Oh yes. Yeah, who do I know?
I've tried buying a pin. I've been trying to buy the pinball machine for a long time, but the prices they're asking now, it's like,
it's insane.
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Somebody here has one, and then I just recently, well, not just like I think it was last year, did a gig for a church, and people came up afterwards and talked to me about the car, blah blah blah. And one of the guys came up to me and said, "We have a pinball machine, Back to the Future pinball machine," and I was like, "Wait, what?" I said, "Here's my card. If you ever, we're never gonna sell it." They always say that, but I gave him my info, and I was just like, "Dude, if you ever decide, think of me before you put it up online, because I think that would just be a cool thing to have." I mean, it's like the ultimate. It's like the icing on the cake type thing when it comes to collection. Back to the Future collection.
If I got it, I don't know what in the hell I'd do with it. I don't have anywhere to put it, but
yeah, I'd have to kind of rearrange.
I guess.
Yeah, I know a couple people. I know 2 people that have one. I don't know what are they? What's the last price that you saw for one?
Somewhere around $5,000 is what I saw.
Oh, good lord, that's a lot of money.
That's so much money.
For
Yeah,
just
it really is.
Pinball machine,
just a pinball machine. I don't know. But anyway, I started reading Brian's book here. Yours truly, 2095.
Nice.
Pretty good. It's I'm only 16 pages in. I'm terrible with reading. I need it online. I need it as an audiobook because I fall asleep so quickly when I start to read. Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
$160. All that brings my piss to a.
What year does it have any years marked on it?
I will.
There's a year at the very, very bottom.
Or something.
There's a year way at the bottom.
1990.
Wow. So that came out like right around Back to the Future 3.
So
that would make sense. That was when it was hot.
Well, that's exactly it, because part 2 was 89, part 3 was 90.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I've heard too. I forget who I heard it from. It was someone at DCS. the last year at DCS in Chicago, there's a guy that was selling all the Back to the Future memorabilia. I can't remember what his name was, but he was telling me that most everything that you find retail that was sold from the films is all licensed for Back to the Future 2, regardless of what it is.
I've seen that.
The licensing is much cheaper for Back to the Future 2 than it was for Part 1.
That's so funny.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I found cars, when you find a little DeLorean car that says Back to the Future 2 on it,
But clearly,
but there's no Mr. Fusion.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I always thought it was a misprint because I've got a couple that way myself.
Uh-huh.
After I talked to that guy, that makes a lot more sense.
It's all about the money.
Mm-hmm.
I can't blame them. I mean, it's like, who cares if it's... it doesn't matter if it's Back to the Future or if it's labeled Back to the Future 2. These idiots are going to buy it. So.
Of course, yes. Did you see, the hot sauce that we had on here was 2 weeks ago? Doc's Fusion Full and stuff. So he started a new thing now. When you buy the hot sauce, he got those little those mini DeLoreans that you can get at Target or whatever, and he's making keychains. So when you buy a hot sauce, you get a little DeLorean keychain on it, which is pretty cool.
Not gonna lie, I would love to try a bottle of that.
Go on his his website, right?
No, I really don't.
George, what's his name? Brian ordered it and got it in a couple days later.
Who sells it?
The guy that works with Scott in Ohio.
Oh,
His name is Mr. Rice. Let me see if I could find the website here. But I think it's like $30 for the package
That's rough.
of the sauce. Well, no, you get the sauce. Here it is. The sauce,
it's like a gift set.
And yeah, I think that's what it was. Let me pull it up here. Yeah, here it is. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Sauced and glazed.
Sauced and glazed. I am on my way.
So if you click on shop,
Watch it be some crazy porn or something.
here it is. Specials.
Snack for the future.
Micro keychain combo pack, $30. So you get the beef jerky, you get the Doc's Fusion Fuel, and then you also get the...
I will pass on the jerky.
Not a jerky
Oh,
fan?
see, I'd like to try the jerky, to be honest with you.
Here it is.
Yeah,
You guys see
I'm
that?
in for the jerky more than the sauce.
I'm not a fan of jerky whatsoever.
Ugh. That's commie talk, Jesse.
Yeah, I know. I was born and raised in the South, and I'm totally not Southern.
You want kami? I don't eat bacon or potatoes, so
What?
yeah. And yet I still manage to be fat.
Do you hate puppies and
Dude,
kittens and everything else that's good?
like,
Hey,
what the
kittens
fuck,
also-
man? Like, potatoes is like a third of my diet.
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't eat them anyway.
seriously.
Super form.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, so much of my food intake is potato based.
I know, right?
Is that a
Fuck
choice,
those-
Colin, or is that a diet thing? Like, you have a
No,
certain
I've never liked them since I was a kid.
Oh wow.
potatoes
So what do you eat
and
for-
bacon. Is that what you said you don't like?
Yep.
What about like meat, like steak and burgers and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff?
everything else is good to go.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
What about like
Hold on, you like jerky, but you don't like bacon?
I could tolerate bacon, but like if I have a choice of bacon or something else, I'm not going to choose bacon.
Right, you're totally gonna choose sausage because I always do.
Huh. I mean, I know other people that don't like bacon, so I mean, I get that. I don't get it, but I understand there's people out there that don't like bacon. But
so when you say potatoes, what about like French fries, like McDonald's French fries? What?
Potato chips, French fries, nothing. It's a texture thing for me.
That's so interesting. I mean, that's like
Andy, you
half
need
my
to ban
diet.
this guy. He's not normal.
McDonald's fries. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Don't eat
Oh,
potatoes.
screw
I wrap my damn
McDonald's.
burger
Ugh.
in. Just do all sorts of weird shit.
But like fair fries,
You're
like
not gonna
they
say
should
you
be
like
considered
kale,
their
do
own
you?
food group.
What? I'm just because I don't eat potatoes and bacon doesn't make me a vegetable lover of any sort.
My father-in-law always used to say that he doesn't like food that is his food's food.
Yeah. Yes. Salads are the food that my food eats.
Yeah, that's it.
I like veggies as much as anybody else, but it's just like, but potatoes, like you have a, like I don't understand. Like, what do you tell the waitress when she's like, "What do you want with that?" Like,
No, I blow a lot of their minds. I'm like, is there anything not potato based that I can get? She's like,
Coleslaw.
the fuck's wrong with you?
he's at a restaurant, like this poor new waitress girl's like, "Sandy, you told me this job was gonna be easy."
That guy won't eat his potatoes.
That's great.
Yeah.
You walk into the restaurant, the waitress recognizes, like, "Oh, that fucking guy. The I don't like potato guy."
He's back.
That's funny.
Not much going on in the DeLorean world. I started these models.
I got permission to do something.
Uh-oh.
My wife gave me permission to LS swap my car.
Oh, you're
Jesus.
gonna LS swap it.
So what does that involve exactly?
A lot.
lot.
Removing the original drivetrain and refitting a 5.3 liter V8 and a Porsche transmission to it.
It's a Corvette motor, is what it is, Andy.
What kind of time scale is that? Is that like an entire year's worth of work, or what's the deal?
Probably about. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can do this LS swap before Justin gets his car back.
Maybe.
You'll get it done.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, that's not really a challenge. I mean,
You could
I
probably
do
do
believe if we call Discovery Channel, they'll probably foot the bill for that.
probably.
They can get 12 episodes out of that.
Yeah, 10 we'll watch.
Oh my goodness.
Well, 12 episodes about getting my car back would be kind of like Whale Wars. Like nothing ever happens.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to show the same computer simulation 83 times at the beginning and end of every commercial break, and they're going to have Colin sitting there talking using that exact same background, saying, "Yeah, well, other people blaze the trail. We're going to go and do it in our own unique style." And then they're going to go to like different pictures of like sparks flying and welders and shit like that, because this is Discovery Channel, so it'll work.
That's funny. So what's prompting the LS swap? You don't like the PRV, or you just want to do something different?
I've always wanted a car with horsepower. I've never had one, and my wife is very, very against me selling my car.
Really?
Well, it really sounds then as if you don't have much of a choice. It's that or add to the fleet.
So
You have two, right?
It had some issues at the end of last year, and I've had so much crap going on. I didn't even renew the plates for it this year. It's been sitting in the garage all year.
Considering how this year's turned out, you probably didn't miss it too much.
No. And yeah, so I'm just gonna yank the drivetrain, sell it off, and then that'll pretty much fund most of it.
Well, that makes sense.
Now, are you doing just the straight up swap, or are you gonna like upgrade the brakes and suspension and all that stuff?
Oh, that's already done.
Oh, okay.
I've got the vented brake kit and the QA1 coilover setup and all that.
Yeah, Justin, I think you weren't in here for Colin's whole speech or whatever about his car, but if you can see his background, that's the one that he's pretty much done, like, what was it, like a cross-country rally or something?
Coast to coast.
Okay.
My goal,
What is that, your third or fourth?
My goal is to drive it to each edge of our continents, basically. So
does that mean Northeast Washington or Alaska?
my plan is tuck Northwest Territories in Canada.
Washington or
So
Alaska?
we'll get there eventually. That'll probably be the last trip that I do, but it's going to have some major modifications in order to make it up there.
Yeah, some of the deserted roads up there are not kind to standard motor fare.
Not kind.
So
Like carry
I
spare
basically-
wheels, tires, glass, engine.
I basically want to mimic what DeLorean World Tour did with their steel wheel
Nice.
setup, and
That'd be cool.
with the coilover setups, all I have to do is get a longer shock body, and I can actually raise the suspension slightly, and I should be able to make it work.
Some people would argue the original stock front end would be just fine.
Hey, did anybody, not to change off of DeLoreans, but did anybody catch Elon Musk's talk yesterday on the Neuralink thing that he's developing?
No.
No, I don't pay attention to Elon Musk.
Is this the beginning
No,
of the
not
Borg?
at all.
Yes, basically it is.
Oh shit!
It was very cool. I don't know. I enjoyed the talk.
Hey, just to preserve society, I am not letting people hook up to connect to this brain. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me the rough cut of what he's trying to do now.
It's a tiny device that plugs into your brain, basically,
Nope.
and
Nope.
it can. You guys, it basically. How to describe it? Like, let's say you have major spinal injuries and things like that, where your nervous system is greatly affected. This could be something that actually corrects those.
I have seen a film like this, and it did not end well.
Yeah, Schwarzenegger was probably in it.
Maybe.
To the chopper.
I don't know.
Seriously,
It's interesting stuff.
This is how you get cyber.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
The Cyberman.
Call me crazy, but I just don't feel comfortable letting a businessman plug something into my brain.
Well, I don't know. I don't know a lot enough about it to be able to.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions, Andy.
Indeed, it is. And you know, once again, everyone is frightened about being chipped, but they're going to let Elon put one in that can actually.
It'll be able to like.
program your
Well, it
mind.
makes sense. Nobody wants Microsoft from Bill Gates in their heads, so I mean,
No,
Yeah.
because I really don't want to be going down the street and being told that I have to restart.
right?
Yeah, no, I totally do not agree with having a diagnostics port in my fucking head. Like, you're not hooking your little fucking computer up to see what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, I don't like that at all. I mean, but then again, Elon Musk, he's a dreamer. He talks about doing weird shit all the time, whether or not it ever happens.
I mean,
I will say this though today, just out of coincidence, I stumbled upon a video somebody had posted that was back in the 90s somewhere, and it was, the tagline was pre-PayPal, pre-this, pre-that. Young entrepreneur Elon Musk takes delivery of his McLaren F1. And it did. There was this car transporter coming down the road, opens up, there's a McLaren F1 sitting at the top, and they get into it and they go for a drive. And I was just like, can I have his paper route?
Well, back then it wasn't worth near what it is now.
No. The car is technically, literally, you cannot write one off. It is cheaper to fix it than it would be to write it off and pay it out, which is insanity. We talked about this, a week or two ago, didn't we,
Either
Jesse?
$60 million they're saying now.
Yeah, it's insanity.
I mean, like I said,
Still.
the man's clearly brilliant and all, but it's like, no
Mhm.
offense, but until you guys can make a phone where I don't have to reboot it at least once every other week, I don't see how it's the same argument with self-driving cars. It's like, you expect me to trust a computer to do this when you guys can't even build a cell phone that doesn't freeze up? Are you kidding me?
Right.
Hey,
And
somebody
again,
has to make
electric,
anything.
like even
You
just
gotta
electric
excuse Andy though.
vehicles.
He's all in for the Cybertruck self-driving shit.
I
Oh,
sure am.
Speaking of cell phones freezing up, so my wife's phone was acting up the other day, and she handed it to me. And the old iPhones, you used to be able to hit like the volume button and the power button, hold them down, and it would like hard reset the phone.
Yep.
Apparently, that's changed now in the new ones. And if you hold those buttons down, it calls fucking 911.
Oh no.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's probably something.
it
they
dialed
should have told you.
911, and the operator's like, "Where's your emergency?" And I'm like, There isn't one.
I've been like, my phone won't unfreeze. What are you gonna do about it?
And they're trying to serve me potatoes as a side order.
Yeah. Frozen
Oh,
phone
God.
and potatoes, man. What else could go wrong?
But that's horrible, though. Like now, all these people unsuspecting are gonna wind up calling 911. For no reason. 911's gonna get pissed, and
you would think that would be an important piece of information, like they would reveal to new owners of the phone when they purchase the phone.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it used to be that you would hold the two buttons down for like 30 seconds and it would reboot it. But
Yeah.
now you have to push one button and hold it for like 2 seconds and then let go and then hold the other one down for like 30 seconds and then it does.
That's so shit.
God forbid we keep it simple, right?
Yeah. But then again, it is kind of nice to know, if you're in a situation where you can't whip out your phone and call and you have your hand in your pocket, you can just hit a couple buttons and.
Well, you would need two hands, right, to be able to hold these buttons. I don't have an iPhone, so do you need?
No,
two
they're just
fingers?
on opposite sides. I mean, you can reach in your pocket.
Oh, they're on opposite sides. Okay, I see. What movie was that I saw when, it was like a kidnap thing or whatever, and then the phone was in the guy's pocket, and he was actually able to, maybe it was a girl, was actually able to text message like help, but literally the phone was in her phone.
Phones, I could have done that.
I can't remember what it was. Oh, yeah. I was like, how do you know what even you're... I don't know. Can't see what you're typing. I don't know.
But if you know the keypad well enough, hey. Of
my
course,
stupid
smartphone
iPhone
is just a screen.
My iPhone turns on all the time in my pocket. I'll pull it out and look at my camera roll, and there'll be 30 pictures of the inside of my pocket.
Butt dialing, is that still a thing?
Yes.
It does happen.
That's good.
The thing that I don't like here lately is, of course, Indiana, they've mandated wearing masks everywhere in public.
Mm-hmm.
But the iPhone...
When did they mandate that?
Because they're fucking idiots.
No, but when?
Oh, I don't know, about a month ago, maybe?
So I've been breaking the law for the last month in Indiana. All right, good to know.
Oops.
You're the reason, Justin.
That's the thing. It's an order, not a law. So.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
You're totally fine.
I've been violating the order then.
Yeah, he didn't. It didn't pass. It didn't go through any sorts of legislature, so it's not a law.
Well, yeah, same here in Ohio. I mean, I don't.
Anyway,
wear masks.
I digress. The thing is with the iPhone 11s is they use the facial recognition to unlock the phone. Well, when you got your damn mask on, you can't unlock your phone. So you're like, every time you get your phone out of your pocket, you got to pull the damn mask off and look at it. And
wait, what? You have to.
In order to unlock the new phones,
you have to see it like it's a retina scan?
Yeah, it's got a little camera up here that's flashing right there.
Yep.
No way.
As soon as I look at it,
it's not a retina scan though. It's a face recognition program, right?
As soon as I look at it, it unlocks, and then I can open it up.
What about if you're in the dark?
It's fine.
Yep, still works.
Mother pussbuck. See, and you guys, that's crazy.
I still say that the fingerprint scan's a better system than the face recognition.
It was a lot more convenient, I'll say that.
Huh.
Especially with having to cover your face up all the damn time. Can't have facial recognition with a covered face.
Well, not just that, but a lot of the apps that I use, my bank app and all that stuff, it goes off my fingerprint. Like, I don't think they have a face recognition unlock.
Yeah, they do. On the newer shit, they do.
Oh, well, okay, my bank must be behind the times then, because I don't even see the option for it.
Well, I bank with Huntington and Chase, and they both have it.
Okay. I actually stopped banking with Huntington about a year ago.
I'm about to.
No, fuck Huntington. I hate them.
There's no branch close to our new house, so there's no sense in me keeping it.
Well, that was my biggest thing. Like, I'm 25 minutes away from the closest branch, but I don't bank with banks anymore. I'm strictly credit unions now.
Yeah, well, I have a credit union account as well because my father was a firefighter, and so they have the Greater Indianapolis Firefighters Credit Union, and that's where I do all my car loans and mortgages and stuff through the credit union. But
Well, that
they,
makes
but they
sense.
literally have one branch, and it's downtown Indianapolis, and it's like a 30-minute drive anytime I need to go there, and it's super
Right.
inconvenient. And they're about 10 years behind of any technology for online banking.
Well, like I have USAA and I have Right Pat, and like with USAA and stuff, like they were able to finance the DeLorean and all this other stuff. And I'm like, why in God's name would I continue to give my business to a bank that refuses to even consider loans for these kinds of things, and their interest rates are way higher than the credit unions? I'm like, I might as well just give my business to the credit unions who are actually willing to help me out, you know?
Now, rumor has it that since I'm an employee of the FAA, I can't join USAA, but I can join like Navy Federal.
Oh, I don't know about that. The
That's
only reason I'm
tough.
USA is because my two brothers and my dad were military. So,
Yeah, I don't have that convenience.
but I love USA. They have probably the best banking app I've seen thus far.
So I think Justin Shepard's wife works for USAA.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah,
think she does.
an underwriter or something.
What are we looking at here?
All right, I found this guy. He's a model builder. So he built the time machine, but it's the Ready Player One version. So he's got little tiny holes in it, and then he also dirtied it up. I don't really know where he's located, but
Yep,
like
it's a DeLorean.
that looks awesome.
It's pretty sweet.
But
Wait a
then
minute, didn't the Ready Player One DeLorean have the warning stripes like the Ghostbusters car on it?
well,
In the
that
book,
was in the
in the
book.
book.
Yeah, but the move. So check this out. I don't know how he did this. I thought I read something that he printed this in a clear resin or something, so that he was able to put these green lines on it. You remember at the when we first started
The
introduced to the
initial
car?
rendering.
Yeah, like how amazing is that?
I noticed the Jurassic Park Explorer was in the background on that too.
Oh yeah, look at that. I didn't even notice that.
Oh my God, I would love to have one of those.
But see, I wonder if this is a different car? Because that other one, he
Looked like a work in
he has
progress.
this piece on it. So I don't know. I don't know. I should just message him and say, hey, I'm curious how you did that. But I love that. I remember when I first saw that scene. You get goosebumps when he gets the little keychain, and he throws it on the ground, and then it just grows right in front of your face.
I wonder what model he's using as like a base.
I have no idea.
So, somebody with that level of talent might have been able to make a mold of a Sunstar or something. Maybe an
No, it's
auto
bigger
art.
than a Sunstar, it looks like.
Is it? There's a 115 scale, yeah, I think it's a 115 scale. I got a couple of them upstairs, and it would you push one of the things near the back, and it makes a whole bunch of different noises, and the flux capacitor lights up and all that. It doesn't have the DMC logo on it.
I'm almost wondering if it's not one of the Build the DeLorean models.
Oh, the
an
Eagle Moss.
Yeah,
that's a costly way to do it.
well,
That would
but
be.
I mean, think about it though. To get that level of detail that he's looking for,
Mhm.
that would probably be your best bet, because I mean that's what I've got, and I mean I'm still working on it.
Very true. Because I mean, you look at the rest of it, and like the details on the time circuitry and that was good.
Yeah,
That poor rippled hood.
Yeah, that's very.
That almost
detailed.
looks, that little part right there where you can kind of see the bumper. I mean the grill. It almost looks, when he gets really close.
How many grooves are there? There should be 9.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not gonna
Pause it. There's 9.
but it looks. Oops. It looks 3D printed.
Yes, it did. You can see the grooves on the side where it's supposed to be flat.
Oh, here, look at this. This is so cool.
Ow.
I love talented people like this. Like, look at that. That's amazing.
I really don't sometimes, because then I'm like, what a piece of shit I am. Like, I wake up in the morning and I can not spill any milk in my Cheerios in the morning. I consider that an accomplishment, but then you got fuckers doing this stuff.
That's good.
Like, you put your shirt on the right way first time this morning, Justin. It's going to be a good day.
Your socks are right side out. They may not match, but they're right side out.
Huh. I lost the... Oh, there it is. I don't know. But yeah, I've been doing this, but I've just kind of lost the... well, today I feel like crap, so I don't feel like... Because my plan was to work on this while I'm chatting with you guys on Saturdays. But I've lost my oomph to do it. But so I did the silver one. I'm going to make this into a Back to the... Actually, what was that? My plan was to make this Back to the Future car, but the third car. So I've got the train wheel, the train, and then I'm going to do the... I've got the box. But I also want to do a Ready Player One thing, so I'm going to break the front, kind of like bend it, just like he did. And then this one is just going to be a time machine, gold time machine, though.
Nice. I need to get that.
See what that looks like.
I need to get that 1/18 scale golden time machine.
1/18th scale? How big is that?
1/18th is your Sun Stars and your Auto Arts.
Oh, that's the Sunstar one.
Yeah. So here's my.
I don't
gold.
have the gold one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I need to get that. In my collection.
The same.
That one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's missing a windshield wiper. Oops. But, minor detail. I've got the beige interior.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I painted. That's what I painted this one.
Got the regular stainless Sunstar. But
that's the way that sucks about the gold car that's in the Peterson Auto Museum is that it's the one with the black interior, and I just feel like that car looks so much better in tan.
It's a black interior, but it's gold on the outside?
Yeah, one of them had a tan interior and the other ones were black. Or was it the other way around? I've seen both.
Who owns those cars?
The manual's the tan.
Who owns those cars? Anybody know?
Well, in the Peterson, there's one that used to be in a bank in Nevada.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's up in Reno. It's not in a bank. It's in a car museum, actually.
Is it still up there?
Well, when I was there in 2014, maybe it was still there.
I said I don't, because the Peterson Auto Museum, it's in the Peterson Auto Museum vault. So the gray one, the black interior one is so.
Never been to the Peterson. That's a bucket list place for me.
I've never been there either.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on my list. In fact, my wife informed me if we wind up buying this auto shop, we might go to a conference next year, depending on COVID, that actually is hosted at the Peterson Auto Museum.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if anyone else has been paying attention, but during the shutdown, Peterson's been putting out a whole bunch of videos on YouTube of walk through their vaults and different.
Oh, no way! I didn't see that.
Yeah, I think Doug DeMuro just did one, didn't he?
He did, yes.
Did he discuss the quirks and features of the architecture?
I don't think so.
Who was that?
Doug DeMuro.
I don't know who that is.
He's an online car reviewer.
Yeah, he's probably in the top 3 of the biggest car reviewers on YouTube, even though I want to punch him in his happy face.
Yeah, slightly geeky, but he bought himself a Ford GT and is very happy with that. He's
the old style GT, like the mid.
Yes, dude got to do a video of a Vector. W2, which was.
Don't get me wrong, he strikes me as a super nice guy.
Yeah. He also did a duet with Jay Leno for the F1 too, and that was.
Yes, I remember.
He didn't get to drive that one.
No.
He didn't get to drive the Bugatti either. I know he was pissed about that. But he strikes me as a nice guy. I just want to punch him in the face because some of his videos, it's like, oh my god, dude! First off, when you get information wrong, it just pisses me off to no end.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally feels like on a lot of his videos that he literally looks up Wikipedia and tries to memorize it for about 20 minutes and then shoots the video, and he gets so much information wrong.
Yeah, it kind of pissed me off about the gold DeLorean because he got a lot of facts wrong about that guy, and I was like, really, dude, come on.
He also drove around with some dude in a time machine. I can't remember who it was.
I remember
like 3 years ago.
That was before he was doing the Doug score.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was
the time machine get -20.
Weekday status, it's like this, but weekend, the head turning, it gets a full 10.
Oh, I hate his rating system because if it's not on the cutting edge, like he did. Okay, now obviously I've got a soft spot for neons, but he did a review on he did a review on an SRT4, and about 50% of the information he gave was wrong, and you could just tell like he was trying so hard to rip it because it was a neon, not focusing on like why they brought the car to market and why it was such a good deal at the time. Like it pisses me off because like he's like, oh, this interior is so bad and it's not very good, and I'm like, dude, but what are you comparing it to?
Justin, are you a neon guy?
Huh?
Are you a neon guy?
I've owned 3 neons. I love my neons.
High five. I just bought one.
What'd you get?
99 two-door RT.
Oh,
Beauty.
you dick.
150 horsepower.
Dude, check this thing out. Hold on.
Hold up. Oh,
Nice.
I hate you so much. It looks pretty clean.
Oh, it's damn clean.
Is
Interior's
it?
perfect too.
That's awesome. I had a 98, and that was my favorite car. That was my favorite car. I loved my 98. It was a 98 Coupe Sport with a 5-speed manual, power windows, power door locks, power sunroof, CD player. It was an awesome car. I loved that car. My dad ended up scrapping it, but I love that car. I currently have an 02 SXT manual that I'm trying to switch a bunch of parts from my old 02 over to, but it's only got like 110,000 miles. That's my back and forth to work car, but I would love to get another 98 Coupe.
Well, this RT has quite the story that goes with it. So currently it has no engine or transmission in it. A friend of mine bought it and he has an RT, a 99 4-door RT.
Okay.
And so he was going to get the 2-door variant because he's a big neon freak. And he had it out in front of his house. And we went over and we pulled the engine out of it. And he had a brand new dual overhead cam that he was getting ready to put in it. And had it on an engine stand in his garage. And we yanked everything out. And then about 2 weeks later, his house caught on fire. Ooh. And everything in the garage was lost.
Oh, no.
Well, the engine survived. It's in one piece. We haven't gotten into it yet to see how much internal damage was done. It's not all melted or anything, so that's good. But I've got a good transmission ready to go. But I don't really know what we're going to do if we can't get that dual overhead cam going because they're very hard to find. You can get the single cams all day long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm going to say something that might be a little controversial, but I actually prefer the single overhead cam to the dual overhead cam.
Yeah.
No such thing.
I've always wondered, too, if you could just use a single overhead cam block and put the dual overhead cam head on it.
I don't see why not.
Were the blocks different?
I don't know.
No,
it's the same displacement.
It's the same. It's the same block, and I'm pretty sure it's the same internals too. It's just that the heads are different.
Yeah, that's like Saturn. They had single and
dual. If that's the case, I've got a good head, and I can get a cheap block from anywhere.
Yeah, you might have to do a little bit of research on that, but I'm almost about 99.9% positive that the block is the same. It's just that the head's different. I know now. I know that there's a big difference. Like you can't use a second gen 2-liter.
Yeah, those are totally different.
First gen, but yeah, I'm pretty sure the blocks are the same. But I prefer the single overhead cam only because the single overhead cam has a nice power band between 4,000 and 6,000 RPM, where the dual overhead cam it's more of a gradual power band, but. That's just me personally, because my buddy had a Mitsubishi Eclipse, which essentially has the dual overhead cam 2-liter, and it was fun, but it was funny when I was driving it. I'm like, man, it just doesn't have that power band. It's weird.
Well, I've got all of the Mopar performance parts with it, so I've got like the updated, upgraded computer and fuel mapping and all that mess, and
Nice.
better injectors, and so it should do decent. But
Yeah.
I bought it to get into SCCA stuff like autocross.
It's such a great car for it.
Yeah,
and they were right from day one.
Trying to find one. The biggest problem you're looking for now, it's like, okay, the engines are not, I mean, dual overhead cams excluded. Finding engines and transmissions for these cars are not hard. It's trying to find a body that's not completely shot to shit.
yeah.
California.
And this body is straight, which is weird because it's an Indiana car. And the body's got 250,000 miles on it.
Right. Well, I mean, my first O2 that I bought, which was back in 2008, I think. No, 2009. I bought that car in 2009, and I've been driving. That car's made 3 or 4 trips across the country. Mm-hmm. It's always been a great little car. It was an automatic, but that was because I needed a car, and I just got a really good deal on that one. But it sucks because everything mechanical on the car is perfect. The damn thing just started rusting out from underneath of me to the point where the rear K member was starting to get almost a softball size hole in it. And to redo that was going to be more work than what it was worth. So I was like, we'll just have to find another body. So I found one in Cincinnati where the body, I'd say, is about 75, 85% clean. There's some surface rust here and there, but nothing major. And that car had 106,000 miles on it. It ran just fine, and it was a manual. And I got that car for $800. So, like I said, I'm slowly but surely switching over because it didn't have cruise control, which pisses me off. So I know I'm gonna have to rip the cruise control out of my other one and put it in there. And sunroof doesn't work, so I got to pull the sunroof out of my old one and put it in there. But like I said, by the time I'm said and done with it, it'll be a really nice commuter car. But I'd keep buying them forever if I could just keep finding them in good shape.
Oh, my buddy's a 4-door RT. He's getting ready to hit 400,000 miles on it. So
yeah, I'm sorry. The people are like, "Oh, Neon was such a piece of shit." I'm like, then you drove it into the ground, dude. I got 322,000 miles out of the 98 before my brother blew it up, but that's because he's an idiot, didn't know how to check his oil.
My mom did that in one of my cars.
The O2 was the first O2 I had has almost 200,000 miles on it, and the engine runs beautifully still. I just, like I said, the body's rusting out, and I have no doubts as long as I can keep this body in decent shape, I'll get at least 200,000 miles out of it as long as I, do all the things I need to do to it. It's just the biggest thing with Neons. A lot of people don't realize it's like, okay, you have to follow the maintenance precisely. You can't let it go. Like, so many people don't change out the timing belt and the water pump at every 100,000 miles. You have to change the timing belt, water pump every 100,000 miles. It's maintenance. But
I just did a timing belt on a Chrysler Pacifica. If you ever have the opportunity to do that, pass.
Is it the 4-liter or the SUV?
Yeah, the 4-liter. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got that in my town and country. I did that in March.
Oh, it was miserable, dude.
Oh,
yes, it was.
Took me 4 hours worth of labor just to get to it.
That pretty much same here. There's a YouTube video that I used to kind of go through it for the first 15 times, and it's on an 07 Pacifica, and that was a 30-minute video, and there was a whole bunch of so now you just got to remove these 15-millimeter bolts. Cut. Okay, the 15-millimeter bolts are removed. I'm like, well, how the fuck did you get to that one that was hidden there?
Yeah.
So there was some trial and error.
On the Pacifica, you actually got to pull 2 of the 3 motor mounts.
Yep. Same on the van.
Jesus.
Jack up the front of the engine to get the timing cover off.
Yeah, it's support the engine underneath using a jack above and beyond your other stuff and so on.
You can thank Mercedes-Benz for that engine design.
Of course you can.
Yeah, that's the dreaded Daimler era.
Yeah, the other thing that's lovely about those ones, it's running a 10-point-something compression ratio. Mid-grade is recommended, not required, but I ran 1 tank of regular on that thing, and I was like, okay, I've got no pickup, and my mileage sucks, so I've been running mid-grade ever since. So you really do have to pay to play with one of those things, and the 3.6s that came out just a few short years after have more power and run regular.
Yeah, Daimler did not exactly give us the the greatest engines. About the only engine in the Daimler era that I can say was worth a shit is probably the Hemi.
Agreed.
And the V10 from the Viper.
And
But
the
that
V10,
was already
that
there.
was more, but that was designed in-house by Chrysler. Daimler had nothing to do with it.
That was a joint venture between Lambo and Chrysler.
Mhm.
Right.
And that
right.
was back when Chrysler owned Lamborghini. So
Well, that was way back in the 90s. They just kept innovating the engine block. What was I going to say? Oh, well, and then you had the story of the ME412, the Chrysler ME412, which was, that could have been one of the most successful supercars that was ever in production had Mercedes not put a halt to it.
can't let those stupid Americans show us up. No.
It was hilarious. There's a guy on YouTube that did a story on it. I knew about it because I had a buddy of mine that worked up in Detroit, but the story in a nutshell basically goes, it was a twin turbo V12 motor that they took from Mercedes and then revamped the motor to make it more American, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
But they put a twin turbo V12 in this car. They took parts from the parts bin to make the interior and everything, and then they literally had a near production concept, which they said could have been in production within 12 months of when they showed the concept. It was a running driving concept. It just needed to be tweaked, and the car would have been the fastest production car in the world at the time. This was back in 2006, I think. And when they showed it at the New York or the Detroit Auto Show, I guess Mercedes came along and was like, you guys want to explain this shit? What the hell is this thing? And they're like, oh, we were working on this, the last 8 months, it's just a blah, blah, and, and they had people lining up hey, we want to order this car. We want to put our pre-orders in. And Mercedes basically said, yeah, we just spent $1 billion developing our high dollar sports car. You're not putting this out, period, because it's faster than our car. So the project literally got called dead in the water. You fucking German fucks.
So it's basically their Pontiac Banshee.
Yeah, similar to, yes.
Let's be fair, though. Jurgen Tremp was kind of an asshole on a good day.
Not to change the subject or anything, but has anybody ever seen this? Oh, hey, Andy, can I share a screen real quick?
You should be able to. Let's
Hey,
check.
guys.
It says host.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Jesse, is shared enabled?
Yes,
It says disabled.
it says disabled.
Yeah, host disabled.
Justin was sharing earlier.
Yeah, but I'm a co-host, so.
There.
I can share from mine.
Andy
It looks
fixed
like.
it.
Try that.
There we go.
I don't know why it
Saw
reset.
those the other day. Nice fabric seat covers.
Ooh, look at
Oh,
that.
that's kind of cool
It's kind of
looking.
nice.
Dude,
That looks
I'm
different.
here to tell you what. That's my biggest complaint is the leather seats. I would
Oh,
much
see.
rather have that.
Oh, I love the leather seats. Even though I will admit that's very
Comfortable looking.
nice looking for.
Leather seats are great and all, but when you're in it for a lot of miles
And it's hot and sticky.
and it's hot and your ass gets all sweaty and yeah. Well,
Where'd you see that? Where's that car at?
I have no idea. It's saved on my work computer, and I wish I knew where it was from.
My
Someone's running-
AC
I
must
remember
just be
chat
that
about
awesome.
that.
I've never had the problem of being hot in my car.
How long have you driven your car, though? In Holland?
I had a 4-hour drive the one day, and I mean it was pretty warm out. That was the middle of August.
I'll tell you this: if you leave early in the morning and drive 13 hours, you get butt soup. It doesn't take much.
Oh God.
Yeah, but I mean, unless you've got ventilated seats, don't you always get that condition just about any car?
More or less, yeah. But for some reason, it seems worse in the DeLorean.
Yeah, well, when a truck driver is literally just saying that, yeah, kind of right, Justin.
I mean, yeah, 11 hours, that's kind of a normal day for me. So,
Jesus.
All I know is driving through Death Valley, with leather seats.
Okay, Death Valley's got to be like the exception.
I'm sure it's gonna happen in any car at Death Valley.
I mean, like literally, you're talking about the hottest place in the country. I mean,
Well, that shit was miserable. I can tell you that.
well, it's not called. It's not called. Hey, you're gonna enjoy this valley.
Although it's statistically proven that 1 in 135 people do.
Wow. I like hot weather, but I don't even know if I'd like that.
No, I can't stand
Yeah,
the heat.
but there's hot
But
weather.
it's a dry heat.
Really hot weather.
But it's a dry heat. Yeah, and I only slapped you on the side of the head once.
Yeah, I don't really give a fuck, man. Like, dry heat or not, like, beyond like 105, like, I've been in California with, straight up no humidity, 100 degrees, not bad. Like, this fat kid can be all right.
When we drove through Death Valley in the DeLorean,
110 is bad.
it was about 118 degrees when we drove through Death Valley in the DeLorean.
Yeah, see, that's not weather. That's a state of emergency.
Right?
And we just got a new name for Death Valley.
Just saying, like 100. I mean, like I said, I lived in Arizona, and yes, don't get me wrong. With dry heat, like if it's 90 degrees out and the sun's not beating directly on you, yes, it is quite comfortable. But like 105, 110, it's still fucking hot.
Mm-hmm.
When you're driving down the road and your engine coolant is cooler than the air.
Right?
Well,
It's like
disgusting.
your fans are like, I could turn on, but what's the point?
Yeah, when it's so hot that you drop the window and it's just hot air, it's like, oh great, now it's a convection oven.
I know when I turned 18, I wanted before. Well, that's a long story. I was supposed to go to the Air Force, but I didn't. Anyway, I wanted to go to Las Vegas to see a couple of friends of mine before I shipped out, and so that was my graduation gift for my parents, was a plane ticket and just whatever I got for graduation money to go to Vegas and just have a good time. And my friend had a little Honda Del Sol, the little.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I used to have one of those.
Love that car. I'm not a Honda guy, but I have a soft spot for that Del Sol. It's just such a fun little car.
Right,
to drive.
especially with a little target top too.
Yes, little target top with the rear glass that came down.
Yes.
Really fun.
Target top goes in the trunk.
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Love that little rack. You had to lock it in place in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Love
that
that
thing was a
little-
blast. I wish I still had mine.
Before she moved to Vegas, I was the one that did all the maintenance on that car for her in Ohio. And so anyway, I'm getting in at like, I don't know, I think it was like 9:00 Vegas time or something. And this was right in the middle of like June. So it's already normally like 95 degrees, 100 degrees in Vegas. So I get picked up from the airport and she shows up in the Del Sol and I'm like, oh, we got to take the top off and go down by the strip and all this stuff. She's like, you don't want to take the top off. And I'm like, no, it'll be so much fun. We took the top off. We're driving down the road and I'm like, yeah, we need to put the top back on and put the AC on. This literally feels like a blow dryer in my face.
So from out west, this was actually a picture taken by my passenger as we were driving on the interstate.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh, Lord, that's dust.
That
It
is
is.
a lot of dust.
Yeah. Yeah, that was our interstate trip through Arizona.
Yeah, and I happen to
Wow.
notice that you were going like approximately 30. She
'Cause
can't see
what else
shit, I'm
could you
sure.
do?
Yeah, that would suck.
There was,
telling you
there was
what.
a big semi right in front of us too. I almost ate it.
I've hit a few sandstorms when I was living out there where I actually had to pull off to the side of the road because you just couldn't see in front of your
That's
hood.
the thing. I couldn't even
God.
see where the fucking side of the road was.
We get that in Minnesota, but it's with snow.
Yeah.
And at that point, you just pucker your butt and you just hope that you don't hit anything.
That's about
That's
it.
the thing. I have never been scared of getting in an accident with this car because it's insured for way more than I paid for it. So I just don't want to get stuck in Arizona
In a sandstorm.
in a sandstorm.
Right. Nope, that's understandable.
Jesus.
Funny shit.
Yeah, that was a very warm trip. And we only had half of the vents for the AC going. Come to find out that the previous owner had ripped out the passenger side door vent tube.
Hey.
Oh, so you're just getting a lot of air in your dash and like on your feet.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then the fourth fan speed never worked.
Ah.
That was a problem. But for a majority of the trip, it was fine.
Yeah, these are just one car where you have to have AC because the little windows just don't do shit.
And I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this too. When we wrapped the car green, putting that vinyl wrap on the car brought down the temperature of the inside of that cabin every bit of 30 or 40 degrees.
No surprise.
Wow.
Considering
that was the best idea I have ever had.
Well, I mean, it's a pizza oven. Otherwise, like it absorbs more heat than black.
I mean, yeah, the stainless. I know. When I had the car, I went to some car shows where it was pretty warm out, like 80 plus degrees, and the stainless was like really hot to the top.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and the previous owner also put one of those stainless shift balls on my car.
Ooh.
So whenever I go to take off, I'm slap shifting it because I don't want to touch it.
Do you have a brand of the shift?
You got the old Joe Pesci, do you?
Colin, is your DeLorean green then? Or did you take
it used to be.
Used to be, okay.
I'll show you.
Oh, did you finally get the whole wrap off?
Yeah, and I got all the wrap off. And if you ever have an opportunity to do that, even though I just said to do it, don't, because it took every square inch of paint off of my fascias.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember you saying that last week.
It was well, damn, where's all my shit? Just do I not have a picture? Hold on a minute.
Hey, Jesse, you're host, right? I just made you host.
Okay.
Did that pop up? It didn't pop up?
I saw it pop up.
What?
It didn't pop up for me, but I'm also kind of playing Battlefield 4 on another screen too. So,
So that's my car, what it used to be.
Oh, that's kind of cool looking.
Okay, I've seen that car.
Hey, Andy, how'd that thing go on the 16th?
It was okay. With
Okay.
Barry Wills came in, and then one of his assistants was there too. So yeah, it was really neat. I mean, it was a little different to log in during the day. So I think we had a couple different people in here. I forget exactly, but I was bummed because I'm still playing with this new software. If you watch the YouTube thing, I try to make it look pretty, but that was the first time I actually did an actual run, and the audio didn't work. So everything was recorded, but you couldn't hear anything.
Oh no!
But it was neat. I mean, he came in and he talked for a while, and I think Barry was happy to kind of be under the spotlight.
it was very cool, and just being able to ask him some questions and he actually answered. I mean, it kind of just became like a default Q&A session, really, with Barry. I mean, which is fine. I think he enjoyed it.
Yeah, I know he got a kick out of.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
And the fact that we were able to get him, I mean, the time difference alone.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was,
hell yeah.
And he's one of the last ones. He's one of the survivors. He's definitely the most well-known of the surviving DMC people.
He's the most well-known because he's been vocal, you know?
Oh, yes.
But not just that, but I mean, the fact that, because of the job that he had, the knowledge that he actually possesses, I mean, that's where I think the real win for Barry comes in, just because he just was involved in every aspect of